World's most famous magic tricks revealed. The floating woman. This is a very common trick seen in most magic shows. A woman lays down on a board, propped up by two chairs. The chairs are taken away, and the board miraculously stays in the air. A hoop is then pulled along the woman's body to prove that she isn't being held up by wires. In this trick, the hoop is a distraction. It keeps you from staring too hard at the position of the magician, who's standing in the way of a steel beam that is holding the board in place. The levitating man. This is a common piece of street magic. A performer appears to float above the ground, balancing only on a stick or a cane that can't possibly be strong enough to carry their weight. It's like they've found a way to cheat gravity. But in reality, there's a trick to this magic. The performers are always wearing baggy clothes that hide a platform, and the cane is anchored to the ground using a heavy platform. They're sitting very comfortably on the platform and seem like they are levitating. Walking on water. This magic trick is mastered by many magicians and it has always amazed the audience. The reality is that it isn't possible at all. No magician has ever walked on water, they're just carefully standing on clear perspex boxes, which are as good as invisible when they're placed below the water's surface. That's why onlookers are always forced to watch this trick from a distance. Biting a coin in half. This trick has been attempted by magicians who are very adept at sleight of hand. They'll ask for a coin from an audience member, bite it in half, and then hand it back to them. Sometimes they'll even magically put the coin back together. The actual trick behind this is switching the real coin with a pre-bought prop coin. A coin that easily breaks in half when pressure is applied to it. Woman cut in half with a saw. Cutting any human in half is ending the person. But for magicians, this is a trick that does not involve any fatality. Not only that, they can put them back together again moments later. There are always two people involved in this trick, and both of them are skilled contortionists. They fold themselves up inside the cramped space within the boxes and give the illusion of being one body. It's uncomfortable, but it isn't impossible. Smoke from your fingers. All magic is smoke and mirrors to an extent, but that doesn't stop us from being amazed when a magician can seemingly produce smoke and fire from their fingertips. It's a trick that can be used to emphasize an impressive card trick. For this trick, all you need is a tiny amount of phosphorus on your fingers, which you rub together to create the smoke. Zigzag girl. For this trick an assistant steps into the box, and then the magician seems to break them into 3 pieces. Usually, their torso is shifted to the extreme left or right, their body appears to be completely disconnected. For this trick, they need an exceptional contortionist who can just about bend themselves within the box enough to make the illusion possible. Vanishing coin trick. This is the most basic magic trick where a performer takes a coin, puts it in the palm of their hand, and then opens their palms out to you. The coin is gone. If the performer is wearing long sleeves, you can usually guess what happened to it, but sometimes they're not, so what happens then? There's nothing more mysterious going on here than a little glue trickery. A thin coating of glue on the back of the performer's hand will hold the coin. They never really put it into their palms. Pulling a rabbit out of a hat. If you can't pull a rabbit out of a hat, are you even a magician? It's one of the oldest and most traditional tricks in all of magic, and it's still a common fixture in many magic shows you'll see today. Always be suspicious when you see a magician using a long tablecloth. In this case, the cloth is hiding a bagged rabbit below the table. All the magician has to do is get the rabbit out of the bag and into the bottom of the hat through a hole in the table. Objects appearing from nowhere. Making something appear where nothing existed previously is almost what magic is really about. In this case, we'll use the example of a pigeon appearing in a performer's hands, accompanied by a blinding flash of light. You always know something's up when a magician is wearing a bulky jacket. All they've done is pull the pigeon out of it. The flash was just a distraction, blinding you for long enough for them to grab the pigeon. It still requires incredible hand speed, though.